Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Miss Dina English. I'm Dina, and I'm so happy that you are here with us today.
And I'm Tom. It's always a pleasure to spend some time with you and practice English together.
Wherever you are right now, maybe at home, on a bus, at work during a break, or taking a walk outside, thank you for choosing to listen to us.
Today, we have a topic that is practical, useful, and very important for anyone who wants to improve their English.
We are going to talk about habits that actually improve your English.
Not magic tricks, not secret methods, and not impossible study plans.
Just real habits that can help you make steady progress over time.
And as always, we will use natural English that is suitable for B1 to B2 learners.
Before we begin, we would like to ask you a simple question.
Yes, think about this while you listen.
What is one thing you do regularly to practice English?
Maybe you watch videos.
Maybe you read books or articles.
Maybe you listen to podcasts like this one.
Or maybe you want to practice more, but you are not sure where to start.
Whatever your situation is, this episode is for you.
Tom, let me ask you something. Have you ever met someone who says, "I studied English for years, but I still cannot speak comfortably"?
Oh yes, many times.
Why do you think that happens?
I think one reason is that many people focus only on studying and not enough on using the language.
That is a very important point.
They learn grammar rules, memorize vocabulary lists, and complete exercises, but English stays inside a notebook.
It never becomes part of their daily life.
Exactly, and language grows when you interact with it regularly.
So today, we are not talking about studying harder.
We're talking about building habits that make English a natural part of your routine.
Let's start with the first habit, listening every day.
This sounds simple, but it is one of the most effective habits you can build.
Many learners listen once or twice a week and then wonder why listening feels difficult.
But listening is like exercise. Your brain gets stronger through repetition.
The good news is that daily listening does not need to take a lot of time.
Even 10 or 15 minutes can make a difference.
Some people think they must understand every word.
That idea actually creates stress.
Yes, when you try to catch every single word, you often miss the overall meaning.
Instead, focus on understanding the message.
Imagine listening to English the same way you listen to music.
You do not analyze every sound, you simply follow the flow.
Over time, your ears become familiar with pronunciation, rhythm, and common expressions.
And that familiarity helps speaking feel easier too.
Another habit that really works is reading a little every day.
Many learners underestimate reading.
They often think speaking is the only important skill.
But reading quietly builds vocabulary, sentence patterns, and grammar awareness.
The key is choosing material that is interesting.
Exactly. If you hate what you're reading, you probably won't continue.
You can read short news articles, blog posts, stories, or even social media content in English.
The goal is consistency, not difficulty.
Tom, I think many learners make another common mistake.
Which one?
They choose materials that are far above their level.
I completely agree.
Then they spend 10 minutes reading and 20 minutes translating.
And after a few days, they feel frustrated.
Learning should challenge you, but it should not feel impossible.
A good rule is that you should understand most of what you read without constantly using a dictionary.
Speaking of dictionaries, let's talk about vocabulary.
Ah, yes, the famous vocabulary problem.
Many learners try to memorize hundreds of words.
Then they forget most of them a week later.
Instead of learning isolated words, it is often better to learn words in context.
For example, do not only learn the word habit.
Learn a sentence like, "Building good habits takes time."
When you learn vocabulary inside real sentences, it becomes easier to remember and use.
Another powerful habit is keeping a small vocabulary notebook.
Not a notebook with thousands of words.
No, something simple and practical.
Write useful words, common expressions, and example sentences that feel relevant to your life.
Then review them regularly.
Review is where learning becomes memory.
Many people think learning happens when they first see a word.
But real learning often happens when they meet that word again and again.
Repetition may not feel exciting,
But repetition is one of the biggest secrets behind language improvement.
so if you are listening today and wondering where to start, remember these first habits. Listen daily, read regularly, and review vocabulary in context.
They sound simple, but simple habits practiced consistently can create remarkable progress over time.
And the best part is that almost anyone can fit these habits into a busy schedule.
Because improving your English is often less about finding extra hours and more about using small moments wisely.
And in the next part, we are going to talk about speaking habits, thinking in English, and why perfection can sometimes slow down your progress. Welcome back. In the first part, we talked about listening, reading, and learning vocabulary in a practical way.
And now we are going to continue with some habits that can help you become a more confident English speaker.
Tom, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
What do you think is the biggest fear many English learners have?
I think the answer is simple. They are afraid of making mistakes.
Yes, I hear that all the time.
Many learners want every sentence to be perfect before they speak.
The problem is that perfection can become a trap.
Exactly. If you wait until your English is perfect, you may never start speaking comfortably.
One habit that actually improves your English is speaking before you feel completely ready.
That sounds a little scary.
It does, but it works.
The truth is that mistakes are part of the learning process.
Think about children learning their first language.
They make mistakes every day,
Thousands of mistakes.
yet nobody expects them to speak perfectly from the beginning.
Language grows through use, not through perfection.
So one helpful habit is speaking English a little every day.
Even if you do not have a conversation partner.
Many people think they need another person to practice speaking.
But there are many ways to practice alone.
For example, you can describe your day out loud.
You can talk about your plans for tomorrow.
You can explain what you're doing while cooking, cleaning, or walking.
At first, it may feel strange.
Very strange.
But after some time, it becomes natural.
And you begin to notice which words you know and which words you need to learn.
Another habit that helps speaking is thinking in English.
That is one of my favorite habits.
Why do you like it so much?
Because it trains your brain to use English directly instead of translating everything.
Translation is useful sometimes.
Yes, but many learners depend on it too much.
They create a sentence in their native language first.
Then they try to translate it word by word.
That process can be slow and frustrating.
Thinking in English helps reduce that delay.
A simple way to start is by naming things around you.
For example, you can look around a room and think, there's a window, there's a table, the room feels quiet today.
Later, you can create more complex thoughts.
Such as, I need to finish my work this afternoon, or I hope the weather stays nice tomorrow.
Small thoughts become bigger thoughts.
And eventually, English starts feeling more natural inside your mind.
Another habit that many successful learners have is keeping a journal.
A journal is simply a place where you write regularly.
You do not need to write long essays.
In fact, a few sentences are enough.
You can write about your day, your goals, or something interesting that happened.
The purpose is not creating perfect writing.
The purpose is using English consistently.
Consistency appears again and again in language learning.
Because consistency often matters more than intensity.
Many people study for 3 hours on one day.
Then they do nothing for the next 10 days.
That pattern is very common.
Compare that with someone who studies for 20 minutes every day.
The second person often makes better progress over time.
Because learning becomes a habit instead of a special event.
Speaking of habits, let's talk about another powerful one.
Surrounding yourself with English.
This does not mean moving to another country.
No, not at all. It simply means bringing more English into your daily environment. For example, you can change your phone language to English.
You can follow English-speaking creators online,
You can listen to English podcasts while commuting.
or watch videos about topics you already enjoy.
I think that last point is very important.
Me too.
Many learners only consume educational content.
Grammar videos, vocabulary lessons, and language tips.
Those are useful.
But English is also a tool for enjoying life.
If you love cooking, watch cooking content in English.
If you enjoy sports, follow sports content in English.
If you like technology, listen to technology discussions in English.
When English connects to your interests, motivation becomes stronger.
And motivation helps habits survive.
Because habits are easier to maintain when they're enjoyable.
Let's talk about one more habit before we continue.
Active listening.
Many people listen passively. The audio is playing, but their attention is somewhere else.
Active listening means engaging with what you hear.
You can notice useful phrases,
Repeat interesting sentences.
or try to predict what the speaker will say next.
These small actions make listening much more effective.
And they help transform input into real learning.
So far, we have discussed speaking regularly, thinking in English, keeping a journal, surrounding yourself with English, and actively listening.
None of these habits are complicated, but together they can create a strong foundation for long-term improvement.
Of course, there is still another challenge we need to discuss.
Yes, staying motivated when progress feels slow.
Because every learner experiences that feeling sooner or later.
And in the final part of this episode, we're going to talk about motivation, common mistakes, useful vocabulary, and the mindset that helps learners continue improving even when results are not immediately visible.
Welcome back to the final part of today's episode. We have talked about many useful habits already, but now we want to discuss something that every English learner experiences sooner or later.
That is the feeling that progress is too slow.
Yes, sometimes you study, listen, read, and practice, but it feels like nothing is changing.
I think almost every language learner has felt that way at some point.
The problem is that language improvement is often difficult to notice from day to day.
It is a little like watching a plant grow.
Exactly. If you look at it every hour, it seems the same.
But if you compare it to how it looked 3 months ago, the difference becomes clear.
English works in a similar way.
Many improvements happen slowly and quietly.
One day, you suddenly understand a podcast more easily.
Or you read an article and realize you know most of the vocabulary.
Or you have a conversation and notice that speaking feels less stressful than before.
These small victories are signs that your habits are working.
The challenge is that many learners focus only on what they cannot do yet.
Instead of noticing how far they have already come.
Tom, do you think comparison is also a problem?
Definitely.
Many learners compare themselves to people who are much more advanced.
Or they compare themselves to someone who has been learning for many more years.
Then they feel discouraged.
But comparison can hide your own progress.
A better comparison is with your past self.
Ask yourself, am I better than I was 6 months ago?
That question is usually more helpful.
Because language learning is a personal journey.
Another common mistake is trying to improve everything at once.
Listening, speaking, reading, writing, grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, and everything else.
That sounds exhausting.
It often is.
Sometimes the smartest approach is focusing on one area for a period of time.
Then slowly adding other skills as you become stronger.
Small improvements accumulate.
And over time, they create big results.
Now let's talk about another useful habit, celebrating progress.
Many people think celebration is only for big achievements.
But small achievements matter too.
Maybe you finished your first English book.
Maybe you understood an entire podcast episode.
Maybe you spoke English with someone for 10 minutes.
Those moments deserve recognition.
When you celebrate progress, motivation becomes easier to maintain.
Your brain starts connecting learning with positive feelings.
And positive feelings help habits last longer.
Let's review some useful vocabulary from today's episode. The first word is consistency.
Consistency means doing something regularly over time.
For example, consistency is more important than studying for many hours once a month.
Another useful word is confidence.
Confidence is the feeling that you can do something successfully.
Many learners gain confidence through practice, not through perfection.
The next word is progress.
Progress means moving forward and improving.
You may not notice progress every day, but it builds over time.
Another important word is fluency.
Fluency means being able to communicate smoothly and naturally.
It does not mean speaking without any mistakes.
That is a very important point.
Even fluent speakers make mistakes sometimes.
We also use the word discouraged.
Discouraged means feeling less confident or less motivated.
Everyone feels discouraged occasionally.
The key is not staying discouraged for too long.
Another useful word is routine.
A routine is something you do regularly as part of your daily life.
Strong routines help create strong habits.
And finally, we have the word motivation.
Motivation is the reason or desire that pushes you to continue.
Motivation is helpful, but habits are often more reliable.
Because motivation changes from day to day.
But habits can continue even when motivation feels low.
Before we finish, let's review the habits we discussed throughout this episode.
Listen to English regularly.
Read content that interests you.
Learn vocabulary in context.
Review words and expressions often.
Speak English, even when you feel nervous.
Practice thinking in English.
Keep a simple journal.
Surround yourself with English whenever possible.
Listen actively, not passively.
Focus on consistency instead of perfection.
And remember that progress takes time.
If you only remember one thing from today's episode, let it be this.
Small habits repeated regularly are more powerful than occasional bursts of motivation.
You do not need the perfect method.
You do not need the perfect schedule.
And you do not need perfect English.
You simply need to keep showing up and practicing.
One conversation at a time.
One page at a time.
One podcast episode at a time.
Those small actions may seem simple today.
But months from now, they can create a level of English that once felt impossible.
So be patient with yourself.
Trust the process.
Keep learning.
Keep practicing.
And keep believing that improvement is possible.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today.
We always enjoy being part of your English learning journey.
If you enjoyed this episode, feel free to share your favorite habit in the comments.
You can write, I'm your name, from your country, and the habit I want to improve is...
It is a great way to practice English and connect with learners from around the world.
Until next time, take care of yourself and keep moving forward.
And thank you for listening to Miss Dina English.
We will see you again very soon in another episode.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye and happy learning.